Hello, this video is showing how to use Microsoft Word to create a more accessible document. Specifically, we're going to focus on using headers that create tags in PDFs afterwards. This document is my pretend thesis, and we're going to start by actually going up to the review section and using the Microsoft Word Check Accessibility tool. This is a great tool to figure out how to improve your documents for accessibility. So I just clicked on the Check Accessibility tool and I see that I have some warnings, which includes reading order related to some tables I have. The next one is that we don't have any headings in the document. Oh, I see I'm kind of scrolled down here. And the most important being we're missing an error is the sort of biggest problem. We're missing alternative text. I have another video that describes how to add alt text in a Word document, so I urge you to check that out because that's a really important accessibility improvement to make. But today we're going to think about the headings in document. This is an important thing for making it so there's a hierarchy and a reading order, and that screen readers can, people using screen readers can kind of skip between sections instead of having to read every single word in order. All right, so now you know how to find the accessibility checker in Word under Review, Check Accessibility. So I'm going to go back to Home in Word, and I've already written my thesis here, and I've already sort of formatted it in the way that I want it to look. And so I have a title up here, I have my name, and my abstract, some keywords, and then my section headers, okay? And then the main text. Now, when you create a document in Microsoft Word, you want to make sure that most of the text is already set under styles as normal, and it pretty much should start out that way. So right now, everything, if you see I'm clicking on these different paragraphs, they all remain showing that we're using the normal style, okay? But what we want to do is create some special sections that are going to use the heading styles, heading 1, and sorry, the way I did that was I just went arrow down to the next level here, heading 2, and possibly heading 3 if I have that many. So I'm going to start by naming the actual title of my paper. I'm going to go down and I'm going to use the title section. Now you can see that the styles actually has font and size and style and color associated with it, but I already have it looking the way I want it to look. So instead of just choosing the style that they have, which when I hover over it actually makes it switch, I'm going to right click on the style type I want, and I'm going to say update title to match selection. So now you can see I changed the style of title to match what I wanted it to look like. The rest of these things are all just normal style, and that's fine. I'm going to leave them as they are because they're just sort of main text, they're like paragraph text. But now I get to my first section heading. And this is where I want to use heading 1. So I'm going to go back up to the top of the style section. I'm clicked into the style that I want, and again, I've already put it into the format I want. I've made it Cambria 12 bold. And I want it to stay like that. I don't want it to turn into this blue heading that Microsoft Word likes to shove on us. So I'm going to right click on heading 1, and I'm going to update heading 1 to match the selection that I already made, which is this introduction style. So now you can see that when I'm clicked onto introduction, it's actually showing I'm using heading 1 style. If I go back to any of the other sections, it shows that I'm the normal paragraph style. Okay, so I have a title. I have normal paragraph styles for most things, and then now I have a heading 1. If I scroll down my paper, I'm going to see that I come to another heading 1 section, so I need to update that. Sorry, I don't have to right click. I've already changed the style, so I can just click on it now, and this is now labeled as a heading 1. Now I have a heading 2 here. This is a subsection sort of title. I'm going to go to heading 2. Since I've never updated the style before, I'm going to right click and update heading 2 to match the selection style. And now I have paragraph text here, heading 1 text under hypothesis development. You can see heading 1 text there. And then if I click on my next level down, you can see it's marked as heading 2. I have another heading 2, and I'm just going to keep adding them. Now, this doesn't seem to do very much for you while you're working in Microsoft Word, but actually what's really great is there's something that I'm creating in the background here that doesn't just work for accessibility for screen readers to use, but actually works for you when you're working on your paper and you're kind of jumping around a lot. I'm going to click over here on the View tab, and I'm going to turn on to Show Navigation Pane. So I click Navigation Pane there. And now under the headings section of navigation, you can see where I created an introduction heading 1, it's listed here. And the other heading 1 that I created, and then the 2 heading 2s I created. So if I keep going, I've come to a third heading 1 that I need to update. I'm going to update it, and you're going to see that it also adds to my navigation list. So if you get in the habit of using this navigation with your headings, you can actually, while you're writing, kind of set these up and jump around from section to section instead of having to do a lot of scrolling. Okay, so there's one more thing that I recognize here about my setup, where the research design heading 1 isn't sticking to the next paragraph. I don't really like that it's starting a new section at the top of this page, so I'm going to actually fix this. This is a little bit outside of accessibility, but we can work on that. So I'm going to click on paragraph while I'm have my cursor on this heading 1. And I actually want to switch over to line and page breaks, and I want my heading 1s to always keep with the next thing. So the header is going to be with whatever comes after it. I'm going to hit OK, and it looks like I have a little problem there too because I had a enter space after that, so I'm going to fix this too. So it also looks like I need to go back to the paragraph and have a little bit of spacing after my heading 1. That's not an enter space, and everything is fixed. And I want all my headings to do that, so I'm going to update my heading 1 to match this new selection. Okay, so I can actually get rid of some of these extra enter spaces that I had created. Okay, back down to where I am. I'm going to just finish updating my headings. Looks like that guy got a little too close there. 1, delete the enter, heading 2, and now I have my whole paper in order using the right heading styles. That's all you have to do. I also now have a navigation pane, and what's also cool is you can create a, if you want to, you could create a table of contents based on these headings that you can insert at the beginning of your document. So, for example, I could insert a page break, create a blank page here at the top. I can insert, oh, where is that actually? I haven't done this in a while, sorry. It's under References, create a table of contents. Style you want to use, let's do it like that. Open, came to the same page. There we go. So I've created a table of contents based on the navigation that I created. That's just something extra you get when you start using the header styles. But I don't actually need it in this document. All right, now you know. Thanks for watching.